Steam's throwing another sale, and it's that special time when your wallet starts crying, and your library fills up with even more games you'll probably never play. Don't worry, I've got that problem too. But since you clicked on this video, let me show you some seriously good deals you absolutely need to check out. In Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, you step into the boots of Lieutenant Titus, an ultramarine who returns to the battlefield after a century. This time, he confronts the Tyranids, a relentless alien species driven by a hive mind, intent on consuming every planet's resources. The narrative delves into Titus's journey, exploring themes of loyalty and redemption, as he faces both external threats of Tyranids and internal skirmishes within the Imperium. The game offers a third-person shooter experience, focusing on intense combat against massive hordes of enemies. Players can wield a variety of melee and ranged weapons, allowing for diverse combat strategies. The story supports co-op mode for up to 3 players, encouraging cooperation and tactical coordination, especially when battling the relentless Tyranid swarms. Beyond the main storyline, the game features both cooperative and competitive multiplayer modes, catering to different playstyles. Visually, the game stands out with its detailed portrayal of the Warhammer universe, showcasing rich, war-torn environments. The graphics are backed by strong technical performance, ensuring smooth gameplay even during large-scale battles. A Plague Tale Requiem continues the harrowing journey of siblings Amicia and Hugo de Rune, set 6 months after their previous trials. Seeking solace in southern France, their hopes for peace are dashed when Hugo's mysterious affliction resurfaces, accompanied by the resurgence of devastating rat swarms. Determined to find a cure, Amicia and Hugo embark on a perilous voyage to a secluded island from Hugo's visions, all while evading relentless adversaries. The gameplay retains its signature stealth approach, with players guiding Amicia through environments teeming with both human adversaries and ravenous rats. Amicia's arsenal has expanded to include a versatile knife for close-quarters combat, a crossbow for engaging armored foes, and her trusty sling for ranged attacks. The alchemical system is enriched with new concoctions, such as tar, which can amplify light sources to incinerate enemies or create barriers of flame. Hugo's abilities have also evolved. His echo power reveals enemy positions through obstacles, and his command over rat hordes can be harnessed to overwhelm threats, though this power risks spiraling beyond his control. Light and shadow dynamics remain crucial, as rats shun illumination, compelling Amicia and Hugo to manipulate their surroundings to progress safely. The progression system rewards exploration and tactical play. The narrative delves into profound themes of family, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of hope amidst overwhelming adversity. GreedFall introduces you as de Sardet, a noble sent to an uncharted island in search of a remedy for a devastating plague. What begins as a mission to save your homeland soon plunges you into a multi-layered struggle. Colonial powers clash with indigenous tribes whose supernatural guardians defend their world, so your decisions will ultimately determine the fate of those you meet. Every quest feels alive with meaningful choices, and the game's branching paths unfold in rich, varied ways, reinforcing that your approach truly matters in how events develop. Exploration is a joy. Each fog-covered region on the map invites discovery, so charting the wilderness feels like unveiling the unknown. In combat, quick reflexes and precise strikes are crucial, as well as the ability to block attacks at the right moment. You'll face off against human foes and magical creatures, switching seamlessly between melee, ranged attacks, and spells, with an optional pause to strategize, especially helpful in higher difficulty levels. The setting is a standout, a 17th century styled world blending colonial-era aesthetics. Character growth feels meaningful. A classless progression system lets you blend charisma, crafting finesse, magical talent, or combative prowess. Skill points are precious. You can tailor your role and later reset if you wish, though the system forces a full respec, so choose wisely. Atomic Heart is a first-person shooter. Set in an alternate 1950s Soviet Union, the game unfolds in Facility 3826, the nation's premier scientific research center. In this retrofuturistic world, scientific advancements have led to the creation of the Polymer, a liquid programmable module, and a networked artificial intelligence called Collective 1.0, linking robots for enhanced efficiency. The narrative takes a dark turn when a robot uprising plunges the facility into chaos. You will assume the role of Sergei Nechayev, equipped with a polymer glove, granting abilities such as telekinesis, freezing, shielding, and electricity manipulation. These powers can be combined with a diverse arsenal of melee and ranged weapons, which can be crafted and upgraded, using parts scavenged from defeated robots and household appliances. The game also features quick-time events and various challenges throughout the main campaign. Visually, Atomic Heart presents a unique and stunning aesthetic, blending Soviet-era design with futuristic elements. The art direction has been praised for its originality and attention to detail. In the aftermath of a catastrophic plane crash on the outskirts of Jericho City, you awaken from a coma inside a dilapidated detention facility. The city lies in ruins, with armored soldiers imposing martial law, rogue robots wreaking havoc, and a menacing nanostorm looming overhead. To uncover the truth behind the chaos, you must navigate the sprawling urban landscape, confronting formidable adversaries and colossal bosses in unforgiving melee combat. By targeting and severing specific limbs of your foes, you can acquire valuable equipment to enhance your exosuit, allowing for extensive customization of weapons, abilities, and drones. The non-linear design of Jericho City encourages exploration. Throughout your journey, you'll encounter various factions, including the military-industrial complex and the enigmatic Children of the Spark cult, each with their own agendas. Your decisions and interactions with these groups will influence the evolving narrative, leading to multiple possible outcomes. Insurgency. Sandstorm is a tactical first-person shooter that immerses players in intense, realistic combat scenarios. The game is set in the modern-day Middle East, where players engage in large-scale battles between two teams, either as security or insurgents, through various game modes and cooperative play. The game emphasizes teamwork, strategy, and realistic mechanics, offering both player versus player and player versus environment experiences. The gameplay is centered around strategic objectives like securing locations, disarming bombs, and escorting VIPs, while facing off against AI or human opponents. In modes like Push, attackers must capture objectives while defenders attempt to stop them, and in Firefight, players fight for control of 3 objectives in sequence. Other modes, such as Outpost and Survival, challenge players to defend or capture objectives while facing waves of enemies with limited resources. In Warhammer 40k Darktide, you get thrown right into the heart of Tertium, a massive hive city where a full-on uprising has broken out. But it's not just angry workers causing trouble. There's heresy at play, a Nurgle-worshipping cult, and entire military regiments that have turned to chaos. You start out as a convict who suddenly gets a chance to redeem yourself by working for the Inquisition. Survival isn't likely, but the other option is much worse than death. The story doesn't unfold in a straight line. Instead, you piece it together through dialogues, missions, and the atmosphere of the places you fight through. The deeper you go into the Hive, the clearer it becomes that this rebellion hides something much older and far more dangerous than just simple traitors. Gameplay is all about co-op action. You and 3 others will dive into brutal missions, whether it's clearing out industrial zones or pushing through plague-ridden districts. Combat mixes ranged and melee. Enemies swarm in huge numbers, and on top of that, you'll face elite units and monstrous creatures that won't go down easily. The key is sticking together. Run off alone, and you're not gonna last long. Darktide isn't about saving the world. It's about holding back the darkness, one mission at a time, knowing that every victory is only temporary. You are not a hero, and you won't be promised glory. You're just another reject given a shot at redemption. Whether you prove worthy of it or not is entirely up to you. Shady Part of Me draws you into a surreal and emotional journey through the fractured mind of a young girl and her shadow. Switching between her 3D world and the 2D world of her shadow, you navigate a series of cleverly designed puzzles that rely on manipulating light and shadow. The girl can only move through the darkness, while her shadow lives in the light. They both rely on each other to overcome the path ahead. The visual style feels like a moving watercolor painting, capturing a dreamlike atmosphere where environments reflect the protagonist's shifting emotions. The narrative explores themes of fear, self-doubt, and growth. There's a rewind mechanic that lets you reverse time to correct mistakes, making even the trickiest puzzles feel approachable and rewarding. The game doesn't rush you. Instead, it invites reflection through its somber tone and thoughtful pacing. With around 6 to 7 hours of story, Shady Part of Me becomes a quiet yet powerful journey through internal struggle and the delicate balance between shadow and light. In the tranquil heart of rural France, a woman named Mimi returns to her late grandmother Nora's home, trying to reconnect with a past hidden by time and family problems. The house stands as a silent witness to summers long past, summers that Mimi spent here as a child. But as she steps through its familiar doors, she finds that her memories have faded, leaving her with more questions than answers. As Mimi sifts through the remnants of her childhood, she uncovers fragments that spark recollections of a summer spent canoeing the river's winding paths, and of a peculiar friendship with a local named Renaud. These memories, though fragmented, begin to paint a picture of a time filled with simplicity and warmth. However, beneath the surface of these recollections lies a deeper mystery. The journey through Mimi's memories is not just a passive recollection, but an active exploration. Each interaction with the environment serves as a tactile means of unlocking the past. Each task is imbued with significance, each one a step closer to understanding the complexities of family, loss, and reconciliation. The game's visual narrative unfolds through hand-painted watercolor scenes, each brushstroke capturing the essence of a moment. The narrative, though intimate in scope, resonates on a universal level, reminding you of the fleeting nature of moments and the enduring impact they leave behind. Atlas Fallen, Reign of Sand transports players to a mesmerizing desert world where remnants of a forgotten civilization lie buried beneath shifting sands. In this land, humanity struggles under the oppressive rule of corrupted gods, and the sands themselves hold ancient secrets and untapped power. You will take on the role of a mysterious hero, armed with a legendary gauntlet that can control the sands, transforming them into deadly weapons and tools for survival. The game delivers fast-paced combat, blending agility and power as players battle towering sand-infused creatures and cunning enemies. The gauntlet serves as a versatile weapon, forging massive blades, crushing hammers, and other devastating forms from the environment itself. Combat evolves as players gain momentum, allowing for increasingly powerful strikes and stunning abilities. Mastering these tools is essential to overcome colossal foes and navigate the treacherous terrain of this sun-scorched realm. Granblue Fantasy, Relink. In a world of floating islands and ancient beasts, a skyfaring crew sets out in search of Estalucia, a legendary land said to grant wishes. Their journey leads to the Teslagrad skydom, where things quickly spiral out of control after a fight with a primal dragon that leaves the crew scattered and fate hanging by a thread. What begins as a quest soon pulls them into a deeper conflict involving the mysterious Church of Avia and its ambitious leader, Lilith. With the Sky Realm's balance at risk, the crew must face powerful foes and personal trials across a tight, story-driven campaign that builds toward a dramatic final confrontation. Combat is fast and fluid, centered around a 4-character party system where timing, synergy, and elemental strategy matter. Chaining special attacks and using powerful skybound arts adds weight to every battle, while the variety of characters encourages trying new team setups. Outside the main story, over 100 optional quests offer everything, from tough bosses to defense missions. Progression is deep, with character trees and weapon upgrades that let you tailor the experience to your style. Optional character episodes add more heart, giving depth to the diverse crew. Friends vs. Friends is an engaging multiplayer FPS that uniquely combines intense PvP combat with deck-building mechanics. You will battle either in 1v1 or 2v2 matches across tight, fast-paced maps, using a variety of weapons and abilities drawn from a customizable deck of cards. The game emphasizes constant movement and chaotic gameplay, discouraging camping and promoting run-and-gun tactics. Matches are short and casual, making it an ideal party game or a quick competitive fix. The game's standout feature is its deck system, where cards grant powers like shrinking your hitbox, boosting speed, or deploying weapons. These cards can be earned through gameplay and upgraded for more strategic play. Adding to the fun is the roster of quirky animal characters, each with unique passive abilities that enhance gameplay synergy. Superliminal is a mind-bending first-person puzzle game that takes players into a surreal dream therapy experiment where perception is reality. Its core mechanic revolves around forced perspective and optical illusions, requiring players to think beyond traditional logic to manipulate their surroundings and solve puzzles. Objects change size and shape depending on how you view and interact with them, creating a unique challenge that forces you to reimagine spatial rules. Set within a mysterious and atmospheric world, Superliminal unfolds through a series of dreamlike environments that grow increasingly surreal and challenging as you move forward. Elite Dangerous is a space simulation game. As the fourth installment in the Elite series, it offers a vast, open-world experience set in a realistic 1:1 scale simulation of the Milky Way galaxy. Players begin with a spaceship and a modest sum of credits, allowing them to pursue various career paths such as trading, exploration, mining, bounty hunting, piracy, and more. The game features a dynamic, player-driven economy and a complex political landscape influenced by three major factions. Elite Dangerous supports both single-player and multiplayer modes, enabling players to interact with others in a shared, persistent universe. The game is known for its attention to detail, realistic spaceflight mechanics, and the sheer scale of its galaxy, which contains over 400 billion star systems to explore. Since its initial release in 2014, Elite Dangerous has received numerous updates and expansions, continually enhancing gameplay and introducing new features. The game plans to introduce a system colonization feature, allowing players to establish starports and settlements, further influencing the game's economic and political dynamics. Beneath Oresa is a dynamic tactical roguelike that blends card-based strategy with turn-based combat. The game unfolds in a ruined city that once served as a home for gods, now inhabited by rival factions, each with distinct abilities and playstyles. At the start of your journey, you choose an expedition with unique rewards and set the level of the architect's curse, which will affect challenges and opportunities along the way. The game features several factions, each offering unique mechanics, and every faction comes with a companion, whose abilities grow as your bond strengthens. Battles revolve around a 3-action system and a battlefield split into zones, requiring careful positioning. Your deck evolves with each encounter, offering 3 upgrade options at a time to adapt your strategy. You also encounter nodes that allow healing, deck enhancement, or deepening your bond with your companion, with every choice carrying meaningful consequences. This game is perfect for those who enjoy deep tactical mechanics and a challenging experience. It will especially appeal to fans of card-based roguelikes like Slay the Spire, and anyone seeking fresh strategic challenges. Chants of Sennaar is an atmospheric adventure game that invites players into a mysterious and ancient world, where the central theme revolves around the forgotten art of language and the power of communication. Set within the towering, enigmatic structure of Sennaar, the game focuses on the traveler, determined to decipher the language of its long-lost inhabitants in order to unlock the tower's secrets. With a narrative deeply rooted in the myth of Babel, the game presents a unique puzzle-solving mechanic, where interpreting ancient writings and symbols becomes the key to progressing through this forgotten civilization. The gameplay revolves around the idea of communication, but not through direct conversation. A rare kind of game you don't expect much from, but it pleasantly surprises. Its memorable art style and brain-bending puzzles will definitely stick in your memory for a long time. In a sprawling, neon-soaked city where humans and AI coexist in uneasy tension, Tales of the Neon Sea follows Rex, a former cop turned detective, as he digs into a cold case that spirals into something far more tangled. The deeper the investigation goes, the more the story leans into questions of identity, memory, and what it means to be alive in a world full of synthetic minds and cybernetic upgrades. Exploration and puzzle solving are at the core, with Rex relying on his enhanced vision and the help of his cat William to uncover hidden paths and crucial evidence. The pixel art style, lit with dynamic lighting, brings the dystopian world to life, full of grimy alleys, buzzing signs, and secrets tucked behind every corner. Expect a heavy dose of puzzles, some cleverly tied to the story, others more abstract. It's a slow burn through a city that's forgotten how to sleep. You step into the Wildgate and enter the Reach, a volatile stretch of space where wrecks drift and storms ripple across the nebula. You command a ship with 3 others, navigating short, intense expeditions, scavenging parts from debris, mining ice to cool the reactor, siphoning fuel, and fitting weapons onto your hull before rival crews catch up. The aim is straightforward. Secure the artifact and reach the Wildgate, or fend off other competitors who are trying to do the same. You shift between roles constantly. At the helm, your tasks will include steering through hazards, managing the ship's shields, and timing boosts to evade attacks. At the turrets, you'll adapt your ammunition to break enemy shields or fend off boarding parties. You also have the option of stepping off the ship to clear hostile nests and collect upgrades and weapons that will help in the next encounter. If you prefer a more aggressive approach, boarding is your choice. You'll breach airlocks, cut through doors, and disrupt enemies, all while your ship remains vulnerable. The Reach changes every match, forcing you and your team to make quick decisions. Take a shortcut through a storm to shake off pursuers, or detour into a massive wreck for better equipment. Wildgate is designed for anyone who loves smart strategies, intense shootouts, and cooperative play. It's also perfect for those who excel in competitive games thanks to its multiplayer focus. You ease out onto the water with a loyal companion at your side, and the whole thing unfolds like a slow, comforting day given form. You cast a line, listen to the bobber, and watch subtle changes in the water surface. Each trip becomes a short, personal story, where quiet discoveries and small surprises accumulate. The game's tone is restorative and reflective. As you wander through changing waterways, you encounter moments that feel lived in, from routine chores to the rare pulse of a legendary catch. And those moments weave together into a gentle narrative about time spent and quiet companionship. The loop is built around the simple satisfaction of fishing, but expanded by thoughtful systems. You drop your lure and either actively manage a tug of war when something bites, or let an automated mode handle the work while you do something else, with each approach contributing towards steady progress. Hooked fish trigger a tactile reeling sequence, where you must balance pressure and retreat to avoid losing a prize, and various bait and tackle alter the feel of each interaction, and which kinds of catches appear. Earnings convert into upgrades and permissions that expand the areas you can explore and the gear you can use, while a living compendium records each new specimen and the memories that come with it. If you're looking for something peaceful, where you can just float through beautiful landscapes and fish with your 4-legged buddy, then Cast and Chill is the perfect game for you. Lone Sails places you in the quiet aftermath of a world that once thrived but has long since faded. The journey unfolds across vast stretches of dried ocean beds, skeletal remains of forgotten cities, and eerie monuments to a lost civilization. At the center of it all is your vehicle, an odd, almost creature-like machine that looks like a sailboat and locomotive at the same time. It's your lifeline, your companion, and your home as you roll across a hauntingly beautiful wasteland. The adventure isn't about speed or high-stakes action. It's about movement and the calm determination to keep going. You'll need to tend to your landship constantly, feed it with fuel, patch it up, catch the wind when it's there, and vent the pressure when things get too hot. Sometimes your path will be blocked, and you will have to step out, solve simple but clever environmental puzzles, and figure out how to continue forward. There's no dialogue, no exposition, only visual storytelling and a rich atmosphere that speaks through its ruins and changing weather. The music responds to your progress, swelling during moments of triumph and settling into quiet tones during calm stretches, making the journey feel deeply personal. Lone Sails doesn't tell you why the world ended, or even exactly what your goal is. But with every mile you travel, every hill you crest, and every storm you weather, you piece together something unspoken. This game tries to tell you about the past, about solitude, and about resilience in the face of nothingness. A young Teslamancer named Lumina finds herself stranded in the distant land after her airship crashes in a storm. Alone in this cold and unfamiliar territory, she begins her journey from the foot of a towering spire, surrounded by ancient machinery and echoes of a long-lost civilization. The path forward is shaped by electromagnetic abilities, dashing through thin air, warping across gaps, riding currents of energy, and bending metal to traverse impossible spaces. Every movement becomes a tool for discovery, allowing deeper access into a world that reveals its secrets, not through dialogue, but through ruins and the heavy silence of forgotten places. The hand-drawn visuals bring this world's bleak beauty to life, blending harsh landscapes with faint traces of lost technology. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel even more, grab me a coffee over at Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description. Every bit helps me keep bringing you the best deals and epic games. Catch you in the next one, and thanks for the support.